This is an Acura RSX Type S 2002. Gonna do the Type R shift boot replacement with the red stitching. This shift boot is 100% pure Italian leather. These boots are getting harder and harder to find. I got this off of DC5parts.com. I'll have a link down below, and then I'll put a link up on the screen. So let's get into it. We'll get this installed. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do to replace the shift boot, you're first going to hit the cup holder tab, push it forward, and there's just push clips. There's 4. One here, here underneath this plastic piece, and then back here this piece goes up and under this section here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out and I'll show you that. Alright, so you're gonna pull up on each corner, and there's gonna be 2 more tabs back here. Let's pop off, push this part down, and then this part comes off just like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and unscrew the shift knob to get this the rest of the way out. Alright, so now we have the trim piece with the boot. Obviously, have this on the bench here. There was a total of 6 tabs, 2 in the front right here, 2 more here, and then 2 in the back, and that's it. So a total of 6 tabs that you have to pull up on. So I'm gonna use this small flathead screwdriver to then pry the side here of these staples, and I'm only gonna pull pry the one side out, and then try to utilize these staples to put the new leather boot in to then hold that. So let's give this a shot. I'm gonna try taking these out and go from there. Okay, so I have 1 staple I started on here, just got behind it, and then just twist and turn it until it gets flat. And then I'm going to use these needle nose pliers and then straighten this staple like that, straighten it out, so then you can put the flathead screwdriver from the back to then get this staple to pull out. So we're going to keep these staples. Alright, let's do the same thing all the way around. I'll show you that part next. Okay, so we got all the staples flat, pulled straight all the way around. Okay, got all of those. And then what you want to do is take your flathead, come on this side, and then just pull the staple out, pull it out. And then after you do all that, we're going to utilize this plastic coupler here, so I can keep my factory shift knob. And so basically it'll look the same, just like with this OEM shift boot. So this plastic piece on the inside, it is zip tied. You can see the end of the zip tie right there, that little clear zip tie, and then you pull it through, you will be able to flip it inside out, so then you can cut that zip tie. We're going to put this on the new shift boot. The same small flathead screwdriver that I've been using, and I push it through the zip tie there just to give me a little bit of a gap, so then I can use my side cutters here to just snip it. So you're just going to come in from the side and snip the zip tie, and then it'll all come apart, and we'll do that. Alright, so we just had pulled this plastic piece out. Side note, just wanted to show you guys this real quick. Put that to the side, and if you notice, if you look in here, the leather here, the OEM leather piece, it's folded in about a quarter of an inch. So you're gonna need that amount to then be able to zip tie the plastic piece in there. So just keep a mental note of that. You're gonna have to do the same thing with the aftermarket shift boot. Okay, so now that we got the collar out, we cut the zip tie that was around the collar, which the other piece was zip tied to. There's gonna be a total of 7 staples, and this is what they should look like once you get them pulled out. Little L's. And then next thing you have to do is this gray trim piece here. You have to pull this off because this sandwiches this piece to this plastic panel. And what you want to do to remove that, you have to tell you guys how to do it, and then I'll show you what it looks like after. But so you're gonna take a small little flathead right here, which I got, and if you can look down, in here, you have to pry it. Sorry, you have to pry it. There's a tab down in there, and you have to pry it away and then pull this straight out. So it takes 2 hands to do it. So I'm just showing you here. But you have to get in here with the flathead, pry it, just like that. And there's a tab down in there that separates it. And you'll see what it looks like when it's all pulled out. Okay, so I have this plastic pry tool. There's a tab right here. I have it pressed fitted in there, because these are pretty hard to get out unless you break them, but I don't want to break them. I want to keep it all in one piece. So like, you can barely see, but there's a tab in here, so you have to twist this and then push down to get that tab out from underneath the little notch in here. So if you see down here, there's that tab right there. So I have this plastic piece just pushed down in between there to keep that tab away, because you really have to have 2 tabs and push down at the same time. You can't do one and then the other. To get it started, you need to get 2 loose and then push the second one down, which is this one here, which is how I did it. So just put this plastic pry tool. You can get these pry tools at Harbor Freight. Just push it down in there, or another flathead screwdriver. This just seemed to work better. And just get in there, twist it, and then twist and then push down this kind of at the same time, so it's kind of going on an angle. Okay, so once you start getting these pushed out, I did this one here, and then this one, and then this is what it looks like when you get it pushed out. And then you just keep working all the way around the entire thing, and then it'll just come right out. So once you get the 2 of them loose, you can kind of do it one at a time, twist, turn, and push, and then they just come right out. So, but you still have to, you can't just pull this out because it's still in there. So you have to go in there with the flathead with the rest of them and twist and push at the same time to get them the rest of the way out, and then it'll just come right out. If you don't do that, you just try ripping on it, you're just gonna break these plastic pieces here, or just cut out here, and then it's not gonna sit in there anymore, and then this thing's just gonna be floating around. So you don't want to break these. Okay, here's the OEM one shift boot, and this is the aftermarket shift boot. And that's what they look like, and we'll get that in there. Okay, here's the new shift boot into the plastic piece here. Like I said before, the big leather piece that's cut out goes in the front. So it goes just like that. Right. So the big piece comes and pulls through right here, and then you just work yourself around and pull all these little ears through, and then next will be getting these staples in. Alright. Alright, so this is what the new shift boot looks like once you get it all pulled through. All these little tabs here pulled through the bottom. That's what it should look like. And then we're gonna reapply the trim ring here. And this just goes over it, down, and you just push it in. We're gonna get that on there and try to do these staples. Alright, so you can see I just threw the trim ring on there. Quick side note, there's one way this goes on, and if the two holes are in the front here, towards this piece that's dipped in here, it's wrong. So the two holes are in the back, and the one punch out hole right here should be facing the front, just like that. So this is the right way to do it. And then two should be in the back. Alright, so I got the trim piece on here, and then I also got this plastic piece back in there. And basically, I'm gonna do this in reverse here. We'll get right back to you. Alright, it's really hard to do this with one hand. So here I got it flipped inside out now, and basically what you're gonna want to do is make sure these tabs right here, that tab right there, make sure it's centered from front to back. And then so I gotta turn this, and then I'm gonna zip tie this. I'll show you that. We'll come right back. Alright, so I got this bushing here twisted. So this tab here, there's one there, and then one on the back side there. And the reason for that is when you screw on your shift knob right here, there's these tabs, and they lock into that collar right here. So right now it's in there the right way, and we'll just pretend this is going in the car. So this push piece will just go in there and it'll snap and lock in. So if you had these turned 45 degrees, so say they're in there this way, then your shift knob is turned, and then your numbers are going to be sideways. So that's why you want to have this collar in here front to back. So just like this piece right here, so it'll look just like that. Okay, so you can see here I got it zip tied. Alright, got everything pulled through. If you notice, I didn't put the staples back in yet. I'm just gonna test fit this and then go from there. But this is what it looks like with the trim ring on there. And it's pretty snug with this trim ring on there. So I'm gonna see what happens with it like this. And if it seems to be okay, then I might just leave the staples out. Also, I noticed this shift boot seems like it's a little bit long, so again, I just want to test fit it, make sure all it looks okay in there. Let's get it in the car. Okay, I got it all back in here. Just lined up. It's just sitting here loose. Just gonna push these little ears in on both sides. This back piece gets tucked up underneath this piece here, and then there's a clip there, here, and here. Same thing on both sides. Sorry, couldn't see that. So there's like one here, one here, one here, and the same thing on the other side. So let's go ahead and get this all in here and see what she looks like. Okay, so we got the shift knob right here. Got the numbers facing the right way. And then this collar here, this is only for the OEM shift knob. You have to do this collar and line everything up like I was showing you guys earlier. So those two tabs in there, front to back, and then that collar or that tab right there is front to back. And the numbers are facing the right way, and you just push this up clips in its place, and that's what it looks like. Finished product. It looks pretty good. I don't know, to me the shift boot looks a little bit, well, I guess you could tuck it in there like so, and that's what it looks like. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.